Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
North Korea reports almost 220,000 more fever cases as Kim Jong Un claims virus progress. North Korea said Saturday it found nearly 220,000 more people with feverish symptoms, even as leader Kim Jong Un claimed progress in slowing a largely undiagnosed spread of COVID-19 across his unvaccinated populace and hinted at easing virus restrictions to nurse a decaying economy. The outbreak has caused concern about serious tragedies in the poor, isolated country with one of the world's worst healthcare systems and a high tolerance for civilian suffering. Experts say North Korea is almost certainly downplaying the true scale of the viral spread, including a strangely small death toll, to soften the political blow on Kim as he navigates the toughest moment in his decade of rule. Around 219,030 North Koreans with fevers were identified in the 24 hours through 6 p.m. Friday, the fifth straight daily increase of around 200,000, according to the North Korean Central News Agency, which attributed the information to the government's antivirus headquarters. North Korea said more than 2.4 million people have fallen ill and 66 people have died since an unidentified fever began quickly spreading in late April, although the country has only been able to identify a handful of those cases as COVID-19 due to a lack of testing supplies. After maintaining a dubious claim for 2.5 years that it had perfectly blocked the virus from entering its territory, the North admitted to Omicron infections last week. Amid a paucity of public health tools, the North has mobilized more than 1 million health workers to find people with fevers and isolate them at quarantine facilities. Kim also imposed strict restrictions on travel between cities and towns and mobilized thousands of troops to help with the transport of medicine to pharmacies in the country's capital, Pyongyang, which has been the center of the outbreak. During a ruling party Politburo meeting on Saturday, Kim insisted the country was starting to bring the outbreak under control and called for tightened vigilance to maintain the affirmative trend in the antivirus campaign, KCNA said. But Kim also seemed to hint at relaxing his pandemic response to ease his economic woes, instructing officials to actively modify the country's preventive measures based on the changing virus situation and to come up with various plans to revitalize the national economy. KCNA said Politburo members debated ways for more effectively engineering and executing the government's antivirus policy in accordance with how the spread of the virus was being stably controlled and abated, but the report did not specify what was discussed. While imposing supposedly maximum preventive measures, Kim has also stressed that his economic goals still should be met, and state media have described large groups of workers continuing to gather at farms, mining facilities, power stations and construction sites. Experts say Kim can't afford to bring the country to a standstill that would unleash further shock on a fragile economy, strained by decades of mismanagement, crippling US-led sanctions over his nuclear weapons ambitions and pandemic border closures. State media have portrayed an urgent push for agricultural campaigns aimed at protecting crops amid an ongoing drought, a worrisome development in a country that has long suffered from food insecurity, and for completing large-scale housing and other construction projects Kim sees as crucial to his rule. The North's Rodong Sinmun newspaper said farm workers in South Gyeonggi province were striving to achieve miraculous results in rice planting to repay Kim, describing how their leader has donated his personal medical supplies to help with antivirus efforts, which the newspaper said allowed workers to rise like a phoenix. The virus hasn't stopped Kim from holding and attending important public events for his leadership. State media showed him weeping during Saturday's state funeral for top North Korean military official Hyun Kol-hee, who is believed to have been involved in grooming Kim as a future leader during the rule of his father, Kim Jong Un. North Korea's optimistic description of its pandemic response starkly contrasts with outside concerns about dire consequences, including deaths that may reach tens of thousands. The worries have grown as the country apparently tries to manage the crisis in isolation while ignoring help from South Korea and the United States. South Korea's government has said its COULDNT confirmed reports that North Korea had flown aircraft to bring back emergency supplies from ally China this week. The North in recent years has shunned millions of vaccine doses offered by the UN-backed COVAX distribution program, possibly because of international monitoring requirements attached to those shots. The WHO and UNICEF have said North Korea so far has been unresponsive to their requests for